Me and my friends have jokes. Every time you lie, you've just cast another boomerang out into the world, and it's coming back for you. And that's what lies do. They always come back to haunt you. And I know it, because that's the thing that destroyed my life for so many years. And I'm gonna run you through 3 reasons why operating in a world on a foundation of lies will only ever hurt you long term.
You don't communicate in a false manner, because if you do, you will warp the structure that guides your actions, and you will absolutely 100% suffer for that.
Number 1, you do not know who you are when you lie. We speak our identity into being, and every time you lie, you start to corrupt that just a little bit. For example, if you constantly talk about the fact that you're a good swimmer and you can swim, when really you're not that good and you actually can't, you begin to forget that and you'll start to believe your own lie. And that's all fine till that day comes along when you have to go into the water and you will nearly drown. That's bad enough, but what comes after is even worse. Because you've gone through this experience, all your mind is now gonna think is, we don't know who we are. We thought we could do that and we couldn't. So that means you're gonna get thrown into complete chaos, because your body and your mind no longer knows exactly what it needs to prepare for to be safe. And when that happens, what your mind starts to do is prepare for everything, absolutely everything, because you've shown that you don't actually know who you are. So everything is now danger. And if you think that's an okay state to live in, that ramped up state of anxiety where anything is danger, you're sorely mistaken, because that is a life equivalent to hell. You need to know who you are, because you need to be able to have the respite of relying on your own abilities and not thinking every corner you walk around is just going to be a trap you could fall in. We speak who we are into this world, and if you want to corrupt that, go for it. But it's not going to be long until something comes along that smacks you over the head and shows you who you really are. And that is a sad day, and it's gonna hurt.
A psychopath has to keep moving from place to place, because once he reveals himself as deceitful and untrustworthy, he has to go find new suckers to fleece.
The second reason, nobody will trust you. As I said before, there is not a lie that doesn't come back to haunt you, and they all come to the surface eventually. Think of any movie that has ever had someone tell a lie in it.
I did warn you not to trust me.
Swear to me that everything you said about the fireflies is true.
Here's my little secret. I never went to Harvard.
You're a drug dealer.
It always comes out, and that's a representation of what happens in the real world. It always comes out eventually, and that means at some point you're just going to accumulate all these lies, and people are going to start to notice, and they don't want to trust you. They don't want to be around that person that they can't predict, because it's stressful for them. And unless all you want are surface level friendships that don't do anything for you, because you have to keep moving as soon as people find out that you are corrupting the floor that you walk on, then you need to find a way to express yourself honestly, because we need community. It's the only reason we can get anywhere in life, and it's what we enjoy most out of life. If you think it's a good idea to lie in the moment to make yourself feel good or make yourself sound good to others, maybe you get that short-term benefit, but it's not going to pay in the long term. It's the equivalent of knocking back 4 Big Macs and thinking that you'll be fine doing that forever. All you've done is satiate the moment.
I started to pay very careful attention to what I was saying. And one part was let's say the old me, and there was another part that was watching that part. So then I had this weird conundrum. It was like, well, which of these 2 things are me? Is it the part that's listening and saying, no, that's rubbish, that's a lie, you're doing that to impress people, you're just trying to win the argument, you know. Was that me, or was the part that was going about my normal verbal business me?
A third reason, you will never feel like you're good enough. Your subconscious watches how you act in the world, and if every opportunity you have to express who you are to people, you lie, you mislead them, all it will do is interpret that as the real you. Yeah, he's not good enough. He is not worthy of public sight. And it actually becomes a vicious cycle. The more you don't feel good enough, the more likely you are to lie to the world. And you are about to bury your true self so deep down in the abyss that you won't be able to connect to it. And you will just walk around in this world being a shell of a person, just showing off an image of who you think you are and who you think the world wants you to be, rather than having that essential intrinsic essence that it is to be human, to be able to show that to the world, because that's what people want to see. They don't want the image that you want to cast out because you believe it to be acceptable. They want to see your real humanness. If you actually want to feel like when you take a step, you're on solid ground, then start to tell the truth, because it starts to snowball, and then maybe you tell another person. You only get one life. Make sure you feel like it's truly you who you're putting out into the world.
One of the things I've been suggesting to my audiences, it's one of the rules in my book, is that you should tell the truth, or at least you shouldn't lie. It's like, you can't tell the truth because what the hell do you know? But you cannot lie. You know, like each of us knows when we're about to utter something that isn't true.
Those were the 3 reasons why lying is the thing that destroys your life. But if I'm completely honest, I think I could have done about 5 more. This is the thing that has destroyed my life and other people's life more than anything else I know. And I fall down on this all the time. As much as you try and tell the truth, well, it's difficult. It is really, really difficult. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't aim for it. Don't leave yourself in a constant mess of who you are just because you didn't have the bravery to say what you believe to be true. It destroyed my life for so long that I really want other people to not have to go through that, because it sucks. It sucks to be so isolated and lonely that you don't feel like anyone truly knows you. And the moment that I started to reverse that, my life has gotten so much better. And I hope that can be the same for you, because if you continue to throw out those falsehoods, there is a day that's coming that you're gonna have to pay that price. And speaking from experience, it really hurts. So go out there, and you only have one life. Fill it with being the person that you are, and tell the truth, or at least don't lie.